Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Karen Valentine, and we are working on this gorgeous page by an artist called 0073.uv. That is her name on Instagram and on Patreon. And we're going to work on the scarf and her dress and jewelry and such today. And it was pointed out to me the other day of how ridiculous it was of how many colors that I was using in the flowers. And it was done in a very sweet, funny, nice way. It was not, she was kind of teasing me. And I told her I was kind of yelling and teasing myself while I was editing the video because it was like, oh my God, seriously, another color? But this isn't a, like that's how I color. And since I'm kind of just doing live coloring on YouTube and talking about what I'm doing, I'm not necessarily doing this is how you color a rose with 4 different colors. What you see is what you get. So I'm sorry that I did that, and I don't always do that. It was just like I had a vision in my head of what I wanted the flowers to look like, and it was not coming together, and it was taking me a lot longer and adding a lot more different colors to kind of finally get me where I wanted to be. So I'm sorry if you were coloring along and you were yelling at me saying, not another color, no. But that's kind of how I color. So yeah, so apology done. So I talked about printing and experimenting with colors on the last video. And I'm going to go with a very monochromatic-ish color scheme on this page. So this is what we're going to do for her scarf. And I think I'll be able to do it to where I can get enough difference between this and her skin to where it's not going to all blend in together into one thing. So that's what we're doing. And this time I actually have peach instead of salmon pink. That was another unintentional goof, but it all worked out. So we are going to start by throwing some light peach down. I think probably just on the whole thing. So I'm just going to start doing that. And I don't know that I need to really zoom in here because I'm not doing anything fancy other than laying down the color. Hopefully we'll be able to cover up these drops. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet, but we'll manage. So this part's kind of a no-brainer. It's just filling in the color. I would say I'm probably using a medium pressure. Oh, yes. Also, I was asked in a comment what I did to make this image smaller, to print smaller. And I swear I thought that I could do it in just in my print settings, but when I went to go check and look at that to tell you guys how to do it, there was not the setting was not there that I thought was going to be there. So I actually shrunk this in Photoshop before I printed it. Photoshop is it's Photoshop Elements, and it's a wonderful, wonderful program for all kinds of photo editing for the coloring pages. And it's not very expensive. It's less expensive than most sets of colored pencils. You can usually get an older version You don't have to have the most recent version. I think the version I have is 11 and it works great. So you can get like the older versions for even a lot cheaper than the brand new ones, but they're almost all less than $100. And you can do whatever you want with it. You can resize your photos. You can make them bigger. You can make them smaller. You can lighten the lines. You can erase lines. You can take things out that you don't like. There's all kinds of things. And it's very, very user friendly. I mean, yeah, any program that you get that's new to you is going to take a little while to get used to, but I would be very unhappy if I didn't have my Photoshop Elements because I use it all the time. Another example, a lot of time artists don't, artists who are not in America quite often do their pages on a different size paper. And so when you go to print it out on the 8.5 by 11 paper, which is the common size that we use here in America, the size just does not fit properly on the page. And so you wind up having, maybe a teeny tiny version of the image to try and get it all in, things like that. But if you have Photoshop Elements, you can take that image and size it so that it fits the 8.5 by 11 paper, which is really a nice thing. So anyway, I love my Elements. Okay, so we've colored the whole thing with the light peach. And now I'm going to come in with the peach. There is something that I love about the combination of these two colors. It's so pretty, and I don't know how to explain it. It's not like it gets iridescent, but it definitely, it kind of takes on the look of a seashell, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but I think these two colors together are really pretty. Now, I'm not covering the whole thing. I am not really doing random areas, but not really just doing shadows either. I just want to have a combination of these two colors. Some areas will be lighter, some areas will be darker. This is going to go fast. I can tell already. So I have been for the last 2 weeks preparing for a giant vintage, I guess you could call it a garage sale. It's not really a garage sale, but a giant sale where I'm getting rid of all of my inventory from being in the vintage home decor business. And so I've had to sort through everything that I have and price it all. And it's taken me almost 2 weeks to get it all ready. But it looks like this really cool, awesome flea market in my backyard right now. And I was looking at it going, oh my gosh, if I drove by that, my heart would be going pitter patter. I want to shop my own sale. Okay, now, when I first was planning on what I was going to do, I was thinking that I was going to use black cherry, right? Yes, I was thinking I was going to do black cherry. And then I pulled out the black raspberry, which is what this color is. And I'm thinking we're going to throw in some of this black raspberry. This purple. Purple always looks so pretty with Terra Cotta type colors. So when I did the scarf here, I started out with black raspberry. And then I switched to black cherry. So I'm confusing myself. You have to forgive me. I'm having a little... Okay, the black cherry is more purple and the black raspberry is more red. Okay, so let's start with this black raspberry because that is what I started with. And I'm going to start down here. I'm going to go very lightly because it's dark and I don't want it to take over too much. I think I might do the black cherry and the black raspberry together, because they're both really pretty in this. Okay, let me use peach. Not sure if I want to use peach or use my blender. Let's see what the blender does. No, I'm supposed to use my brush. Okay, and then I used some espresso. So somebody else in a comment asked me how I keep from smudging the paper, smudging what I've worked on, because I don't wear a glove and my hand is always on top of the colored part. And I wanted so much to be able to answer her question, and I couldn't because I don't know the answer to that. Back to black raspberry. I have never had that problem. And so it's never occurred to me to kind of try and figure out why. And the only thing that I could think of is that it must be climate. Because I can't imagine that I'm doing anything other than what you guys are doing. So I just don't know the answer to that. But I've always wondered, like, why people wear gloves and why people, you know, put a piece of paper down or whatever. And I don't know the answer. I think it's got to be maybe because I have a very dry climate. That's the only thing I can think of. Okay, let's go down here. Because I'm certainly not doing anything different or unusual from anybody else. I think climate probably has a lot to do with a lot of things. I've had people talk about their prismas being too soft. Now that one can't be heat because it gets really, really hot here, but maybe it has to do with humidity, because I never have a problem with that either. Okay, let's do some color up here. I have a feeling we're just going to be stuck looking at those drippy things because I don't think I'm going to be able to cover them up with the lighter colors that I chose. Unless we figure out a way to make it look like a, let's try that. Let's see if we can make it look like a crease somehow. I might just screw it up. Black too then. That's not black. Don't use blue indigo if you're trying to use black. That would not be good. Okay, so I'm just gonna see if I can just make that look like a crease in the. Okay, back to more color. Black raspberry. yet. It's black raspberry still. I'm going really light. I'm kind of just feathering this in a little bit, and my train of thought is that if it was fabric, that it would probably have those, there's a name for it, and I just left my brain. But you know, fabric has strings going up and down and side to side, warp and weft. Is that right? I don't know. Anyway, so that was my train of thought, was that you would still kind of have a little bit of a texture, little texture on here. I'll start there. But I'm not sure if I like it, so I might just, I think you still get the texture even when I'm blending in little circles. That looks better. I know, don't yell at me, you guys. I need to get my brush out. I feel like I'm one of those, moms that says, do as I say and not as I do. Use your brush, use your brush. Okay, so I really like, I do like what that espresso did in the shadow up there. So I'm going to add some more of that in some of these areas. That one's got it already, this one. Yep. need a little bit more of that color down here. I kind of want it to be part of the color of the fabric, not just in the shadows. I want the fabric to be kind of shimmery with lots of variation of color. So just kind of try and blend that into some areas here. Maybe more of it in the shadow though. I might blend this one with the peach. Let's try that. Now it's adding the color okay, but it's not really blending it very well. So, blender to the rescue. Much better. Hope I'm not going out of frame too much here. I feel like I am. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Okay. I don't want this to turn into pink. It feels like it's starting to turn to pink. So you see, here I am going back again. Light peach. Light peach. Not sure that that's going to do much good. Get some white in and see, because we still have to add that. That'll help. I think that'll help. Okay, then we'll do some. I could see an area here I forgot to blend, so I'm going to blend that real quick before I turn it pink. Okay, we're going to do some white. so funny how it's that. I get a kick out of it every time I see it. Okay, so I don't know what I did, but it looks a little bit pinker than I had planned on. So, so I'm gonna add another color, maybe. Let's see if adding more peach. I might have just added too much of that black raspberry. That's why it turned pink on me. It's very possible. So I'm just kind of trying to counteract the heavy pink with this peach. Okay, I think that's good. So my next thought on this is that now I'm going to put that black raspberry away because it gets too pink. And now we're going to introduce some purple tones with this black cherry. And I'm going to just do it out here to start with. I'm not sure if I want to do the gold before or after, so we'll see in a minute. I think it might be easier to do it before, but I could be wrong. Okay, now I took yellow ochre. Zoom in. This is Jasmine. This is not yellow ochre. This is, look, they look just the same, don't they? Okay, yellow ochre. And I put yellow ochre over the top of this black cherry. And I really liked what it did. So let's see what happens if I might come in at the end and add some black to darken, but for right now I'm gonna go with that. So can't explain what it does, but it does something that I really like. So, you know, put some down on a piece of paper and check to see if you like the look before you do it. But I like it. All right. I decide, oh, I don't know if I want to do this first or last. I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter, but I'm having the desire to get this filled in, so just try really hard not to get the purple color on your other jewelry. This is when I might want to make sure I keep my pencil sharp. Now doing this, that's a piece of gold. If you're in doubt about what something is, don't color it, because you can always add the color in after we get the gold jewelry done. But there's just something for me that I just felt the need to put this in. Cover up that gray. There's a bunch here that it's like, I'm not sure. These are beads, and that's a piece of hair. That would continue right there. And I'm going to color in here too. It's not a very defined area, so you really can't, you know, really mess it up, I don't think. Because it's basically a hint of gold anyway, or a hint of, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just going to shut up. Okay, so this is all hair that I didn't color, I think. Braid that needs to be done in the purple colors. Purple, not purple, reds, like her red hair. I'm not sure what's going on here. So jewelry is right here, the little bead thingies, and this is the top of one of the medallion thingies. So this would be purple. That would be purple. Okay. What color was that? Terra Cotta. Let's use Terra Cotta. Do I still have it out? Terra Cotta. Okay, I think that's good. All right, I'm going to zoom out. Now I am going to use, I flipped back and forth with doing golds and what colors to use. And I got to say that I still feel like the Polychromos green gold and burnt sienna make the absolute prettiest gold. I've tried using different yellows in Prismas, yellow ochre, jasmine, even some bright ones mixed with some different browns. I tried all different combinations, and none of them I like as much as these two polys. So I'm going to use them for the gold. And I need to decide if I want these big round beads to be gold as well as all of this other stuff. So I'm going to do them last. So did I add? No, I didn't. All right, so I'm going to add some white down the center of all of these things. And also on the gold coins. I think I'm just going to do it on the side. And a little shimmer in the middle. And then these. There's a lot of them, so I'm not sure how defined I'll be able to make them look. Okay. Polychromos green gold. Let's start here. I think that's going to be purple. Not purple. Black cherry. I think this is going to be black cherry. Yep. Okay. Back to Black cherry. Part of me had a vision that all of this would be, the whole thing would just be a giant gold. But I might want to break it up with something else. Okay. Burnt sienna. Now, if you, I think I've said this before, but if you want to see a professional, if you want to see an expert create gold, I think you have to be a member of her Patreon. I think you have to join Patreon to see it. But Monia Mitchell Gates does gold. You think I use a lot of colors on my flowers. This woman probably uses every color in her box of colors. But when she is finished, her gold, man, her gold looks real. And she does all different kinds of gold. So if you want to learn how to do gold and learn how to do it really well, you should go look at her Patreon. Because when I do gold, I wing it. I literally just, I couldn't give you direction and say, do this and do that, because I kind of just do what looks right until I am happy. Okay, espresso. This right here is black cherry. I'll zoom in so you can at least kind of see what I'm doing. now this is the green gold again. It's definitely not looking as fabulously gold as I had envisioned in my head. So now I have to decide what color to do those beads, those bigger ones. I'm afraid if I do them dark, they'll just disappear. So while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to add this yellow ochre to the black cherry. Don't need a whole lot of it. Okay. Black. Just kind of trying to put some shadow in right now, some shading, so it doesn't, it felt like it was looking really flat to me. Let's see, this would be kind of black. Well, that looks better. All right, what am I gonna do? I don't want to introduce another color. Oh, I hate it when it does that. I don't want to introduce another color because, as I said, I kind of wanted to keep it monochromatic, and just a little bit of extra color on those few beads isn't going to make much difference. But something has to happen, and I'm kind of thinking that we need to do some black, some dark colors in here. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I just want to see. I don't know why. Maybe it's that it's too monochromatic.
sometimes I feel bad, like I'm taking you on this bizarre coloring journey, and what if it doesn't turn out? Or what if you're following along and you don't like the colors that I picked or whatever. I can be very insecure at times. I try not to be, but you know, sometimes it just comes out. Okay, well, I'm liking the addition of the black very much. I think it needed. It needed that depth. Because really, her face is so pretty that like in my vision for what the page would be, it would be all about this right here, and the black background would not black background, but the dark background would help focus that attention right where I want it. Looks better darker for sure. I think we're going to probably wind up doing those beads just like we did gold. All right, I gotta make up my mind. All right, I'm just gonna go with the gold. So I'm gonna put a nice white circle in the center, or kind of a high center. And burnt sienna. Might come in and put some espresso between those, or black even, something to make that stand out a little bit more with all those little teeny tiny beads. I feel like they got lost. Okay, espresso. And let's see, what if we did espresso here? I need a magnifying glass to see all these little details. This is crazy. I mean, really, this could just be, I think I'm putting more detail in here than is really necessary. Am I missing any color? Do I need to do anything else? Let's do some more black. Sometimes things just don't come out like you envisioned them to, right? And if I stress about it, I'm going to really stress about it, and there's no need to do that. Okay, do we want to add the extra hairs yet, or do I want to wait? I think I'll wait. I'm not sure what color I'm going to use for the flyaway hairs, because I don't think they would be white, but white is going to show up the best when we do this. Yeah, we could probably do white. I think white is okay. I don't think that the eggshell would have shown up as well. And even these are really, really subtle. The difference between the white and the eggshell is not that big. So I guess you could use whichever. They both work. Okay. All right. I think I was zoomed in too far for that. I think that is where we're going to stop today. And then when we come back, we will do the dark chocolatey background on her, and then she'll be finished. Alrighty, well, there she is. So hopefully you like it. You know, wait, I can't leave yet. There's something about this that I'm not happy with, and I'm going to try and fix it. How am I going to do that? I'm going to do that by adding more color. I'm going to take Jasmine. Yeah. I'm going to take some of this Jasmine and add it to her scarf. Jasmine is nice because it's really soft and subtle. I think the yellow ochre would be too dark. And definitely any of the lemonier colors would be too dark. This is better. Hopefully I like her after I get the dark brown background on. I'm not saying I don't like her. Just, you know, when your vision is a little bit different, it's sometimes frustrating. Okay, just that little bit is good. I think we'll stop there. And we'll continue on next time. I'm not sure how quick I'm going to get to the background. I'm really sorry. The sale is this today. Today, the day that I'm filming, is Tuesday. I'm going to try and get this video up for you on Wednesday, and then Thursday will be the last day before the sale. The sale's Friday and Saturday, so it may be next week before I get the background up. I'm sorry. This will be the last time that work interferes with the important stuff. So until I see you guys next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and have a colorful day. Love ya. Bye. Hey guys, I'm back already. So I had to come back to say two things. First of all, after I stepped away from the page for a second and really took a good look at it, I realized that I like it a lot more than I thought that I did. So that being said, I also was looking at it and I decided that there was not enough texture is not the right word. There was not enough folds of fabric for me and to my liking. And so I came in with, this time I used henna, and I kind of shaded this area in here, and I made one of those little things that I talk about where you can make something look like it's receding. So I just kind of did a V on the bottom, a V on the top, filled it in with a little bit of dark, and now we have a little fold of fabric there. I did the same thing over here where I just kind of came in, did that pointy bit, then came down. And so it's just adding a few more dips and folds in the fabric, which I feel like it was really missing. So I'm going to do that a little bit more. And I'm actually using henna. I think I said that. Instead of the black raspberry. It's like, again, I don't want it to look too pink. So now I'm going to kind of decide where I want to do another little crease. And I think we'll do one here. The question is, do I go out? I think I go out. So I'm going to do some lines this way some lines this way, so I'm kind of making a V or a triangle, but a V probably. And then you can go in with your darker color. And then I'll use black last, just in the deepest part. And so in doing this, and then sometimes I'll add some white to the edge. But we're just kind of giving this, her shawl a little bit more texture. It was missing something. So basically, it's kind of a, I don't know what shape I would call that. Two V's meeting in the middle. And then I'll use the Espresso. I might use the black raspberry in the middle. But I wanted to just come back so that you know that sometimes you might not love something until you just walk away from it for a minute and let your mind absorb what you've done and what you need to do. So it'll usually tell you what you can do to fix it, make it right. Okay, a little bit of white. All right, I don't want to go too crazy, and I don't want to do everything being the same on each side. I just felt like it needed that little something. But her gold jewelry is growing on me rapidly, and I think she's going to be really pretty when she's got her background going. I think that's the other part of the problem, is that there's not enough contrast yet. All right, just wanted to get those. I didn't do a good enough job of making the shadows and making this fabric look right. So now I'm feeling a little bit better. Okay, that's all. I just wanted to show you that and let you know that I am happier with the page than I appeared at the end of the last segment. So there you go. That is all. Take care, you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.